Okay, so hi everyone, and thanks for watching. I'm here with Stefan. So say hi, Stefan.
Hello, Jonas, and hello,
Hello.
everybody watching.
Yeah, I thought I'd give like Stefan a call to discuss the Outsiders release that you have released. What music it is when you came in contact with it first time, and now the release, why, and it's pretty simple why, but but a little bit of the story behind the release.
Yeah,
uh, and what we are talking about is this one. This is the LP, the vinyl version of Outsiders, that only released three 7 inches, if I understood correctly. But maybe more about that later on. So you released this on your label Mellotronen, and Mellotronen has released a lot of records throughout the years, haven't you?
yeah. We are now in beginning of November, and this album was released last Friday, so it's actually brand new. We can tell.
Okay, okay, yeah.
Yeah. And
Uh,
me and Åke Svensk on S-Rock production, we had joined together and made two albums with Hansson and Karlsson. And exactly the day after the release of that one, a friend called Janne Branter, who is a friend of the Outsiders, called me up and said, "Are you interested to compile everything recorded and released by the Outsiders?" And I said, "I would love to," because in 1993, when I released November Live, I made interviews with the band members in November, and they mentioned the manager, Thomas Johansson, who later started Ema Telstar. And I called him up and said, "Wow, it's amazing story that you started your career with November." And he said, "Yeah, that's almost true. The fact is, I had another band before November, and the name was Outsiders. And in 1993, I never heard of Outsiders because those singles are impossible to find." So I was, and he told me it was same kind of style of music, rock with a heavy approach, almost heavy rock, you can tell, but a few years earlier than November.
hmm.
But I was so focused at that time on November and Life and Treachery Kriget and Solid Ground and Azuka and all those bands. So I just, uh, I put it in a drawer.
Hmm.
And then, almost like 30 years later, 31 years later, Janne Brante called me up and said, "Do you want to do something?" And we took all the original members together in Janne's house and had a meeting, and they gave me the second single, the blue one, that the one you
Ah,
can see it behind here.
yeah,
The-
this one.
yes, exactly that one. So I had it as a gift from the band members. I was really honored.
Yeah,
Uh,
that's awesome.
it, it was it was a good start on this project. So Janne made all the interviews with the band because he already knew the members, so it was kind of already in the system. So, and then me and Jonathan, who always helped me with the text and all things, we edited the text, like some kind of uh, Jonathan translated the story to English, and we contacted Eva Norberg, who was the last singer in the band, 1969. So we talked to basically all the members,
Hmm.
and the band members handed over photos from the carrier from 1964 till 69. So as as a tradition on this label, we put everything. It's good music, and you have to education about the band in the booklet, and so you can, while you're listening, you can read the whole story and see some nice photos.
Do you have the LP? Can you show the front and the back, and also the
Here's the front of the LP.
Hmm.
On the back side, you can see their manager, Thomas Johansson here, and you can see Noel Redding, Jimi Hendrix, Sten Larsson, and Thomas Hermelin of the band, because they were performing a lot with Jimi Hendrix. They're performing a lot. The interesting thing is when they started in 1964, was like a twist band playing Shadows Ventures style surf rock. And one of the members, Peter Kullring, his best friend was Thomas Johansson, and they were really young at the time. It was teenagers. And when they should support Hepstars on the concert, Thomas were there in the audience. And he thought that outsiders, they were so good. So he went backstage and said, guys, you're better than the headliner.
Yeah,
So
cool.
how much do you earn on this night? And they say, they say different sums every time. But if you say like 300 crowns,
Yeah.
and then he went to the organizer and he came back, I have now tripled the fee for you guys.
Oh,
Then they said, okay, Thomas, do you want to be our manager?
yeah.
And that's where the whole story of his career started.
Ah.
A concert with outsiders warming up for Hepstars.
No, that's
It's quite cute, yeah.
Yeah, very.
Yeah.
And
So they were
yeah,
they were just playing at the youth clubs, and the 17th of December in '66, Class of Gästam should his first concert with Ola Njengles was in Saltsjöbaden out here where I live, and they were warming up for Ola Njengles in Saltsjöbaden. And the previous year, '64, they started. I'm living in Värmdö here on island. They're starting rehearsal out here, so it's quite funny. Also, the whole thing started in this area.
Yeah. That's awesome. And when did they record the first 7-inch that they released? Is that in 1960?
I think 67 it was.
Okay.
They had, but they already had lots of concerts. They played with, as I mentioned before, Hepstars. And 5th of June in '66, they, it was in the spring of '66. Thomas Johansson took the band under his wings, and already 5th of June the same year, he organized so they can warm up for the Who.
Oh, yeah, that's
and they haven't even done one single. So
no.
so there were lots of big bands, like Tages, Hepstars, Mascots, who already made both albums and singles. But Thomas get the band in so they can be the warming up band for the Who.
For the Who, yeah.
And also the same year, the 1st of July, he organized so they can be warming up band for Simon and Garfunkel. And Thomas was not hasn't his company yet, but when he went inside the Simon and Garfunkel tour bus, he noticed one thing: they have a television, they have a TV inside the bus.
Okay.
And he was so impressed. They say, "This is this environment I want to be in the rest of my life."
Okay.
But, see, at 1966 coming in a tour bus with a TV,
Yeah, that's insane. But the first I mean, they go off with a bang, I think, because the first 7-inch is a blast. It's really, really good. And then the second one came out, which is the blue one. Either you or me have the first single, so we can't show that. But both have the second one, which is kind of dead. And So You're My Sister's Boyfriend. But
I have here the
yes, exactly.
Yeah, it's the first. So.
I'll add both pictures and sound clips. I think so we can listen to a part of it at least.
Yeah. It's quite amazing. They haven't done anything on vinyl, but they've been warming up for the Kinks, Simon Garfunkel, and the Who in '66, and then '67, as you mentioned, they recorded this first single.
And then the second one is that I don't know if I'm talking shit here, but is it a little bit towards more heavy sound on the second one?
Yeah. If you listen to it's '66, it was still this you say quite easy pop style of pop, but with a quite aggressive undertone. It's they have an aggressive attitude. There was a little like a early punk rock band with a heavy touch, So, and they didn't know it. They were so young, so they wanted to try out several styles. And there's a band called Kvartetten som Sprängde, who later played lots of good progressive rock in the 70s. Fred Hellman, the keyboard player, was they thought in '67 after the first single they should try out with a Hammond organ.
Oh, okay.
But it didn't work out, so they said they continue to perform as a heavy power trio.
Yeah. And I mean, after the second one, the third one came out, and that's also the last one. Do you know why they didn't get the opportunity to record an entire record?
We have to go back first. After the first single, Rolling Stones came here, and of course, Outsiders were the warming up band. Yardbirds came here, and Outsiders no other band was warming up. The Who came here for a second time, and there was Outside. So Thomas, he made a brilliant job there to get them in everywhere. And now we come to your question. It's really strange. But after the third single, they had been so warm and so mature. So they went with the super producer Anders Henriksson to London, and they should record an album. It was I think it was 3 Swedish bands came there. It was now Eva Norberg was this. They were a 4-piece band with a female singer. And Noel Redding has left the Jimi Hendrix Experience, so he started Fat Mattress, and Fat Mattress was recording their album in East End of London, on Church Street, and they invited the Outsiders to the studio while recording the Fat Mattress album, and they said we're going to have to do something together, but the Outsiders they hang out, have some drinks and stuff, but the Fat Mattress guys was into heavier stuff, like heavier drugs. So it didn't work out. And the thing is, they're recording 6 songs professionally in London with Anders Henriksson as a producer, and then they went back, and here we started the mysterious. Where are those tapes? So while we were did the research for the album, we are asking everywhere for the tapes. We ask Eva, we ask people around the band, and then when I presented the album for Thomas Johansson, I mentioned those tapes, and he said, "I know where they are." And he told me the story. His father passed away in 1975. And in the father's garage, he had old stuff and new stuff. And the cleaning company, they get the instructions, get rid of the old stuff and just keep the fresh stuff. So big wheel tapes and broken guitars was thrown away. For example, the Jimi Hendrix Fender Stratocaster signed from Jimi Hendrix to Thomas. It was broken, so the cleaning company threw it away and kept some the working guitars, and the same with the big wheel tapes. So the tapes disappeared in the garage 1975. So we will never hear the result of the album of Outsiders.
Okay.
But after the single, and when they made this, the one you showed, the third, Thomas Hermelin, the leader of the band, the starting guitar player, he left the band, and they brought in Rory Albrighton, who later started the band Nektar.
Yes.
And I can tell that single you showed us here, it's really heavy, but the last recording they made was even more heavy. It was recorded in February, March '69. It's on the album. It's called "Son of a Gun," the first song. So we have no idea what should have happened if they have continued. I know they were in France on tour, and the drummer Börje Velén, he was driving the tour bus. I think it was a Chevrolet or a Cadillac or something. But when he came home, he had to choose the path, playing music or study. So he started study, and they have lost Thomas Hermelin, and now they lost the drummer. So I think that's the reason why it fell apart.
Yeah. Imagine what would have happened if they released their album and continued on. Insane.
Yes.
But we are happy that the material that they did record and release is now compiled on one LP for us to enjoy. And it's funny because everyone I talked to that listen to it, they say that it starts amazing with Son of a Gun. It's like really takes off and then it just goes, you know.
It's a chronological backwards. We started with a and then go backwards, and it's even like bedroom recordings where they're playing surf rock in the end.
And it's a nice
three shortcuts, homemade recordings, you know.
It's a nice little sort of the ending there with Jimi Hendrix and Noel Redding having a conversation about outsiders. Just a brief moment, but so important, really.
Of course, yeah. Jimmy tells the audience we have to play good tonight because the outsiders is here.
Yeah, that's cool. So yeah. You released it on a black version and a blue version, and I had the honors to release 50 in my own color. So a SublimMedia multicolored exclusive, which I am super honored to be a
with the Ubi stripe.
Yeah, I thought that like I wanted to give them a number, so I thought like a OB might be the best way to go because you know I could go with a sticker and write on the sticker, but then it goes on the plastic and you rip the plastic, so the sticker goes away. I don't know. So that was the thought about behind that. But it sounds great too. How is the sort of the mastering chain of it all? How does that work?
Claes Persson is the guy who mastered most of my albums, and he did a tremendous job. Phenomenal mastering technician, or even sometimes producer. He's a good sense of rhythmics. You know, when sometimes we have to, not on this time, but when we did the Hansson and Karlsson stuff, he's a drummer from the beginning. So he can, when he mastering, we compile stuff and remove stuff. He thinks in rhythm patterns, which is good for me.
Yeah,
and
pitch beat in Stockholm did press the record.
Here is
nice. That's a nice shirt. I have to get one.
Yes, pitch beat in they are located in Mjölby in Östergötland.
Okay, everything north of Halmstad is Stockholm to me.
Really good manufacturing company.
Yeah, they seem like really good guys to
pressing plant, as we say.
Pressing plant, yeah. Is there anything else you want to add to the conversation?
I always do one. I will not repress it, so there are these 1,000 copies. And if you want to album, contact Jonas and get the album because we sold the first day we were at the Solna Record Fair with all members, including Eva and the first guitar player Peter Kullring. So there was 5 members there signing the album, and we sold approximately 300 of those 1,000 in one day. So it's soon sold out. So. get a piece of music history now.
Yes, definitely, definitely. Yeah, and I'll see you in Den Bosch in a few days. It's going to be awesome.
Wonderful, wonderful.
Yeah.
Yes.
So maybe I'll cut this, but what's the next project that Mellotronen is getting into? Do you have any news or a new?
I have lots of tapes lying around here
Yeah.
with the incredible stuff, but there's so many people asking me about my old releases, which only came out on CD.
Mm. Yeah.
Because during 1990s and early 2000, it was hardly any LPs. I made some LPs though. I made the Morte Macabre and the Pathos and some other LPs, but mostly I did CDs.
Mm.
For example, Charlie and Esther, Solid Ground, and Friendship Time. Lots of people asking about those titles
Yeah.
on vinyl. So I think I might to put everything together now and re-release the material came out on CD on vinyl, because I promised even before I made the Fläskebrinner album, I said, now I'm going to do it with Shirley and Esther and Solid Ground. And then
Yeah.
I found those Fläskebrinner tapes, and then Åke gave me those Hansson and Karlssons. It was, I say there's so much bullshit from me when I went to it. So now it's time to do the Charlie Esther, Solid Ground, and Friendship Time, I think.
Oh,
and
shit.
and I also want to do the first 30-åriga kriget, of course.
Okay. Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
also in
that's a
the
big
pipe.
one.
Mm.
Ah, shit, that's
So
awesome.
those four, if you talk about old material, it's those four. But then I got some really good tapes with the obscure old bands, which never released any album. So,
Yeah.
but
So
I won't
this
tell
the guy.
anything. Mm.
But we are very thankful for the work you put into these releases. It's just amazing. So yeah, thank you so
And
much, Stefan, and
I,
thank you for the conversation also.
yes.
Thank you so
Thank you,
much.
Jonas.
And yeah, thank you. Bye.
See you. Bye bye.
So you made it to the end. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't, and give this a thumbs up because it really helps. It really does. Now, if you want more content, then just look me up on Instagram. I put stuff up there before YouTube, so a little bit of what's coming up, so to speak. Again, thank you so much, and have a great day, everyone. I'll talk to you in my next video.